What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we have Sneak Peek 5. And I gotta say, man, this sneak peek definitely threw me for a loop. I think it threw a lot of people for a loop. It's something that people have been asking for a long time, but I do think maybe there might be a few people that might get rubbed the wrong way, especially considering what's in this sneak peek. It's definitely going to remind you of some bad times in Marvel Future Fight, but that was a long time ago. You know, time heals all wounds, so things are a lot better these days, and people have been asking and praying for certain characters to get some upgrades, which it looks like they're going to be getting. So, greetings, agents. This is the CM Fragment of Marvel Future Fight, a great force threatening Earth from beyond our galaxy. A threat such as this calls for the need of superheroes with powers worthy of intergalactic challenge. We have tracked these interplanetary defenders down and have found their gathering place beyond the stars and into the jungle, which is actually pretty interesting. So what we'll do is we'll watch this on YouTube. Let's check this out. This is a pretty cool sneak peek. What? What? Oh, snap. We got the jungle. Now that was pretty fast. And some of you eagle-eyed viewers out there, you might have caught what was going on there. But I will first start off with this right here. So we have 5 characters right there being held in a hand. Now, who are these characters? Well, if you go frame by frame, you can actually see their icons whenever they start disappearing. And starting with the character to the bottom left-hand corner, you see that nice blue aura, you see a star coming out, and that, my friends, is America Chavez, which is pretty cool. A character that we got a long time ago. She's a completely free-to-play character, but all she ended up being was a Shadowland character. So this is pretty cool to know that she's getting a uniform. Then you go to the next one, and I don't think it's really a surprise of who the next one is. You see the mohawk, you see the little extra bands around her waist hanging down. That's Captain Marvel, right? So Captain Marvel is getting a uniform, and yeah, we'll have to talk about Captain Marvel here in a little bit because there could be something special for her. We'll see. And then we go to the next character, and yeah, you see Captain Marvel's icon there. Very cool. And then the next one, and this one I'm really excited about. This is pretty freaking cool. Look at that. Blue, yeah? Nice. That is Blue Marvel, my friends. So we have American Chavez, we have Captain Marvel, and we have Blue Marvel. And we'll definitely be talking about old Blue here in a second, man. Freaking amazing character. I'm so happy that he's getting something. And then we scroll down to the bottom and scroll it, and you see the yellow star, which is the same symbol as Quasar, a character that we already have in the game. And again, we'll talk about her a little bit more in the future, but very cool. I really like the way they did this sneak peek, like out in space, and then all of them disappearing with their icons showing up at the end. I think that's pretty cool. And then we go to the next character, and this is going to be a new character in the game. Now, what symbol is that? That is Spectrum or Photon, right? That's Monica Rambeau. Monica Rambeau is coming to the game, which is pretty cool. A very, very powerful character in the comics. So I'm really excited to see this. We thought maybe she'd have got something for the WandaVision, but she really hasn't become Photon yet. She really hasn't been there. Her powers are developing. So they actually went from a different, the Ultimates comic book run, which is what this is. All these characters, the thing that they have in common is they're part of the Ultimates. So we're getting an Ultimate update, and you scroll a little bit further, right? Then you see this hand. Now, I'm going to pull up a little something right here. And as you guys can see, there was a comic book run where Galactus is actually holding them in his hand. You see Blue Marvel, you see Captain Marvel, you see Quasar, and you see Photon, right? Or you don't see Quasar, I'm sorry, you saw Chavez and then Photon. I got my names mixed up there for a second. And then who else do we see? Black Panther was a part of the Ultimates. Yeah, Black Panther was a part of the Ultimates, which is actually phenomenal to see because this sneak peek just gets better and better and better. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to about 24 here, and then we're going to go frame by frame because it really is easy to miss this. Okay, frame by frame. Let's back up a little bit. Now, look at that. Now, it's just a quick, like he's almost a blur, but who is that? That's Black Panther, my friends. That is Black Panther. You see him right there. You little slash. Man, it happens so, I mean, this is literally frame by frame. Sneak peek. Man, you guys are freaking amazing. What a job they did on this sneak peek. That is so freaking cool. Great job. Great job. You guys are freaking amazing. So, let's take a look at these characters. So, starting with Quasar. Now, the bad thing about Quasar is actually a paywall character, but we can actually get her from the Dimension missions, which is pretty cool. So, if you go in here, you can actually see old Quasar right here, which is actually great. Now, I know that's kind of a pain because you got to farm in Dimension missions. It's all RNG. You never know if you're going to get her or not, but it is nice, right? You can re-roll this and spend some gold and then try to get it here in the support character list, right? So you can get her. We'll see how strong she's going to be. But the thing about Quasar, when she originally came in this game, is she actually came, I believe I'm correct about this, she actually came in the Ultimates update with Blue Marvel, Ant-Man, Nova, and that update was a very controversial update. That update actually sparked a complete boycott against the game because they actually put Blue Marvel and Nova and Ant-Man in a RNG box, right? You'd spend crystals, you know, just like we do with our cards, and you didn't know if you was going to get the character or not. And people were like, no, Marvel Future Fight doesn't do that. We're boycotting, right? And I'm just simplifying all of it. But yeah, that was the initial problem with it. You know, they gave us an RNG way of getting those characters that rub people the wrong way because that is not Marvel Future Fight. This is not a gacha game. And people revolted against it. And we ended up winning, right? We ended up getting them. And those two characters, by the way, Ant-Man and Nova, made an amazing impression in the game. They both ended up becoming metas. Ridiculous. And Quasar here actually became a meta too. She was actually an AVX meta there for a short time, not real long, but for a little while, she was an AVX meta. She was also a character back in the day when we could fight Thanos in the story mode that could get it done against Thanos. I mean, she's got, 3-second move. There's really nothing too special in her kit. She's just got nice iframes. She's got really beautiful skills. I'm really excited to see what they do for Quasar. I mean, this is a really cool character, and I'm all about the space characters, man. This is pretty dope. I'm not too familiar with the Ultimates, to be perfectly honest with all of you guys. I had to do a little research, but yeah, Quasar, pretty sweet. And then we have Captain Marvel. Now, Captain Marvel, this is a little different for some people, right? Captain Marvel is a character that was the meta for over 2 years in ABX. Yeah, she was also the meta in PvP for a long damn time, thanks to her force skill with this ignore iframe. This was meta for a long time until other characters started coming into the game that also had ignore iframes and could kill her, because whenever she does her force skill, she's actually in an iframe. Well, because they could actually kill her, they maybe had better survivability, had heals and such, they could easily destroy her. So she got pushed out of the meta because of that. I mean, she's still going to put it work for new accounts, but for veteran accounts facing other veteran players in PvP, Captain Marvel just don't get it done. So it's possible they could do something like that for her again. Now, Scarlet just recently replaced her in AVX, right? And I personally don't want to see Scarlet get replaced so fast. She just became the meta not too long ago. People have already been developing that character, building her up. And a lot of people actually took a lot of the resources off Captain Marvel, like Urus, maybe an Obelisk. I mean, she was probably running a CTP of Rage if you're using her AVX. And they put it on Scarlet because she ended up becoming the AVX meta. That's what a lot of people do. Now, if you don't care about AVX, obviously you probably didn't do that. But Captain Marvel just isn't that good against World Boss. She never was good against World Boss Legends. Wasn't very good at all. So what I'm hoping to see is that she's going to be really good against the World Boss. I hope she destroys because she's actually got a great leadership. This 30% increase of energy attack, or just ends up becoming a really good PvP meta. That would be pretty cool. I mean, Captain Marvel's already had quite a bit of shine in this game, a lot more shine than a lot of other characters. I mean, being a meta for 2 years is a long time, my friends. That's a lot longer than what most characters get. A lot of characters don't even get that sunshine. But I do want her to be strong. You know, she should be. I do want her to be able to plow through World Boss Legends. So we'll see. Hopefully they give her some nice attack buffs, one that doesn't have a super long cooldown like this one here. And she does have this unique thing where you hit the fifth skill and she starts doing the energy-based attacks. Whereas if you don't hit the fifth skill, her attacks actually are doing physical damage. Even though it says energy based off of energy, she actually will do physical damage. You can actually put in work against Proxima with this character as long as you don't hit her fifth skill, Radiant Form. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Captain Marvel. And then we have these three here. And don't worry, I haven't forgot about Monica Rambeau. But America Chavez was a character that is completely free to play, that was brought to the game. So that's a really good thing. Everybody's going to be able to level her up with bio selectors. And all she ended up being was just a character that was good for Shadowland. That's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, she could do some low-level world boss, but really just alternate between these 3, 4, and the 5. They had super long animations, so her survivability was actually pretty damn good. I mean, when you just rotate between those 3 skills. But she really has nothing special going on. I mean, she's got the 20% all-attack leadership. Personally, I would love to see, like, you know, with the ultimates, just like what they did with the defenders, maybe have, like, increase the leadership of one of these characters. Maybe give a passive like Ben Grimm's, where it applies to all the allies. You know, Ben Grimm's applies to all the Fantastics. It'd be nice to see a character apply to all of the ultimates. So we'll see what they do with her. But as you can see, I don't really have the best build. Don't even have an obelisk on this character because I haven't played with her in so long. So that would be actually very, very nice to see. And Blue Marvel was a character that people could actually get through the story mode, the original story mode that we had. You could actually get bios for this character. Unfortunately, at that time, we actually had to go into the store. We actually had to go into the store and go into a dimension chest like this right here and actually do rolls for Blue Marvel to get his bios, which is one of the reasons, or a big reason, why we had that boycott. It was for Blue Marvel, it was for Nova, and it was for Anti-Man. And people were they just weren't having it. They're like, nope, nope. And I was one of those people that went on boycott as well. But this character is actually pretty freaking massive, very, very strong. I mean, he has a 70% chance to penetrate already in his kit, so people thought he might be good for PvP, but he was quickly outshined. I mean, he did okay at first, but it didn't take long when we started getting tier 3s and awakened characters and just a bunch of OP characters that just ended up dominating and destroying and pretty much left him in the dust, which is a shame because Blue Marvel is a very, very powerful character. I mean, he's pretty much like Superman. Gets his power from antimatter. He's like an antimatter generator is what he is. He's pretty nuts. I mean, he just has this 15% all attack buff. Hopefully they increase that, give him a bigger buff. He also has another buff on his fifth skill to 40%, which is actually a really good buff. And at the time, this was meta. This was a big deal, man. Blue Marvel was insane when he came out. He was so strong. And then he had this channeling skill, which just kept going and going and going. Very, very strong character at the time, and definitely a good Shadowland character, right? He can put in some work, but he really is irrelevant these days. And then he has this decrease all damage received by 70%. This is another reason why a lot of people thought he was going to be so good in PvP, and he did okay. But just imagine if this guy gets an awakened skill in a tier 3 in the uniform. Yeah? Blue Marvel might become what he should become. He's got the 50% increase of all defense. This really isn't that great of a leadership, and might prove to be useful, but we'll see. I would love to see some remove all debuff. I think that would be really cool for his kit, especially, you know, since he is an antimatter generator. I mean, he can do all kinds of crazy stuff with his powers. I mean, mainly super strength, shoot blasts, and all these other kind of things that he can do. But I really hope Blue Marvel gets some love. And that's the other thing. All these characters that don't have awakened skills or don't have tier 3s, right? They're going to get something. All these characters are going to get something, right? Like, you can pretty much... Captain Marvel's already tier 3. You can bet Quasar. I bet Quasar gets a awakened skill. I bet you American Chavez gets an awakened skill. And I bet you when Monica comes... I'm just going to say Monica because I don't know what name they're going to go with. whether it's Photon or Spectrum. But whenever she comes in, I bet you she's going to get an Awaken skill too. I bet you maybe all three of them will be involved. Now, I'm just speculating. I really don't know. But that's what I'm concluding. And it's going to be pretty awesome to see Monica. Hopefully she's not a paywall character, especially since we already have Quasar. I mean, I know I said earlier that you can get Quasar from the Dimension mission, but man, it really is RNG and it can take a super, super long time. But if she's super strong, hopefully she'll be worth it. And then we have the highlight, at least the highlight for me, and probably for a lot of other players out there. And that is knowing that we're going to get a uniform for Black Panther. Finally, our boy is going to get some damn justice. And it is about time. We were hoping he was going to get some love not too long ago. And now he's going to get it. It's confirmed he is getting a uniform. And it is ready to go. So what I would suggest all of you do is get Black Panther's potential completely realized. If you don't already have him at level 70, I know a lot of us do because he's been in the game forever, right? But if you don't have him at level 70, just get his potential realized and just get him ready, and then just let all of us YouTubers and everybody test him out and see how strong he's going to be. I mean, in this uniform, he actually had a nice 40% all attack buff on this 4 skill. He had the immunity. He's got the tier 3 here that does have increased all attack, which is nice. But this is only for 7 seconds. It'd really been cool if this all attack would be like some other all attacks where it lasts like 10 seconds. So that way you could do the tier 3 and then go into other skills afterwards and still have all those buffs while you're going into your other skills. The ignore target edge rate is really great, especially for Null. Being a combat, he'd have a disadvantage against Mephisto, so that wouldn't be too great in his corner, but I just hope they make him strong, right? I just hope he does a lot of damn damage. I would love to see, it'd really be cool if he had some kind of reflect from his uniform, but I mean, we'll see. Maybe like in PvP, that would be pretty cool. I just hope Black Panther gets the love he deserves. This character absolutely deserves it. He is the king of Wakanda, okay? He needs some love, something fierce, and that is what I'm praying for. So, I mean, it's super, super exciting, man. Ultimates update is massively exciting, and I haven't even talked about Nova and Anti-Man. I know they're not a part of what we saw there in the storyline with Galactus and everything, but you never know. You never know. And as far as Galactus, the fact that he's in there and they're showing that hand, and I'm pretty sure it's him. Maybe we get a Galactus playable tier 3. Maybe we get a native tier 3 Galactus, right? That we can play. I might be getting my hopes up a little too high, and I know a lot of people would be like, oh my God, all those resources. And yeah, I agree with you. It sucks, right? I don't have a lot of resources either, man. I'm holding out and holding out and holding out, trying to conserve and build my resources for characters that I already want to level up in the game that I haven't leveled up. But man, I'd be super excited to see a tier 3 Galactus. I think that would be awesome. I was so disappointed we didn't get a playable Galactus before. I know a lot of other players were, so I think that would be awesome. So this is a very, very exciting update. Shout out to the Sneak Peek team. I think they did an amazing job with that sneak peek. I'm so happy that, Monica's coming to the game and that we are getting uniforms for Quasar, Captain Marvel. We're getting uniforms for Chavez and Blue Marble, and Black Panther will hopefully finally get the freaking love that he deserves. So let me know what you're all thinking about this update. And I do stream on Twitch at Reset. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.